Hey guys, Kid Cooper coming at you with a National Eating Disorder Awareness video. I asked on my Instagram if you guys wanted to see me talk a bit about my story and my experiences with my eating disorder, and all of you said yes, I think except one person, but hey, you know, what can you do? Not everyone's gonna agree. So let's just talk about the obvious. If you've watched my channel, and when I came home from residential eating disorder treatment, I started making skids, and I was at a healthy weight for my body, or so that's what the doctors deemed, but that's a whole other subject. But as you guys have been watching my videos, I've been getting people approaching me and saying oh, you look like you've lost weight, and obviously I have. I'm not gonna sit here and say that I haven't lost weight. Having an eating disorder can happen at any weight, any shape, or size of person. It can happen with any gender, anything. Anyone can have an eating disorder. And it's kind of hard for me to sit here and then be like, yeah, I'm struggling, because I know so many people look up to me, and whenever I discharged from residential, I made an eater's agreement, which essentially was an agreement, like a pact, to choose health and to choose recovery no matter what. Am I still feeling as motivated? No. But I know that I have the power to make everything happen. I know that I will succeed and I can succeed. I'm just hitting a rough patch at the moment. Life gets really stressful, and it sucks when you have a voice in your head that tells you that not eating will be easier than eating. I know that doesn't make sense. If you don't have an eating disorder, you probably look at someone with anorexia and you're just really confused. Why would you deprive yourself? And I guess honestly, it's the feeling of self-control. I'm making this video to hold myself accountable because I know I've been slipping, but also just to let everyone know that I think it might actually be NEDA's theme this week, but that it can happen. You can have an eating disorder, a serious one, at any weight. Right now, I'm according to the BMI, I'm not underweight, but I've been told by my dietitian that it might be a good idea for me to gain some weight. Everyone's body is different. Everyone's BMI is different. BMI is kind of BS because I believe it was created in the 1830s as a population study, and it doesn't take into account bone density, it doesn't take into account anything like that. So I think that's really important to note, that someone who looks like their average weight might actually be underweight for their body. I feel like the BMI is only really accurate when it comes to extremes like morbid obesity or severe underweight. That's when I believe the BMI is pretty accurate and something to look at, because whenever, I'm not going to give numbers, but whenever I first went into eating disorder treatment in 2019, my BMI was really low. And unfortunately, that was an indicator that I needed to get help. But even if my BMI was normal, I still needed help at the time. So I think that's just important to note, that again, you can be at any shape or weight and need help for your eating disorder. I've been talking to my dietitian regularly. I'm getting my weight checked. I'm getting my vitals checked, and thank God that I'm not at a scary place, but it could get that way really fast if I continue to not nourish myself adequately. And that's another thing too, is people, my dietitian probably said I'm probably more leaning towards anorexia than I am bulimia, which makes sense, but bulimia is still really valid too. That's another thing I want to reiterate, is a lot of people just look at it like anorexia is the most severe mental eating disorder, but in reality they're all really damaging. All the eating disorders, each and every one, can cause serious health effects. And I don't remember the exact statistic, but I think only 6% of people fall under the underweight category for the BMI anyways. So when you look at a room full of people, only maybe one person would look the perceived way that society deems to be sick. I can just say that also whenever I went to residential and even in PHP and IOP programs, there's only a few people that really looked quote-unquote sick according to society, but I knew each and every one of those people needed the help. And I know that because it's a mental disorder, and they were having really bad thoughts about binging, purging, restricting, all the behaviors. So it's valid no matter where you're at. And I guess I'm still struggling with that for myself. For other people, I believe it, but I guess I'm struggling with the idea that I have a serious problem, even though I'm not at my lowest weight. It's kind of hard to admit that I'm struggling, like I said, because I don't want... I don't know, I guess it just sucks because whenever I was at residential, I was so confident. When I filmed that video in the bathroom, when I got my phone, I was the most confident I've ever been in my life, even. Like, even though I was so far away from friends and family, I really felt like I could do it. And I was eating ice cream like every week, and I made level 3, which not a lot of clients get that, but I was completing all my meals and snacks. I had privileges. I was able to go to my room whenever I wanted because they trusted me. I only had one slip up of purging the whole time I was there. And now I'm in a position where sometimes I'm afraid to eat lunch, or I get nervous and I pick a low-calorie option. It's really hard to admit that because, like, basically, well, now, like, almost a year ago, I was really confident. But also, knowing that I was that confident gives me faith that I can get there again, because I know I am capable of getting there. So even though it's really hard, I know it's possible, because when I first went into residential, I wasn't at my lowest weight at all. I was being treated for bulimia, but let me just tell you, that first day I went there and I ate all my meals and snacks, and then I continued that, and I only didn't complete like a couple of things the whole 3 months I was there. And I know that if I just treat recovery with the same mindset right now, and I just eat the damn food, honestly, if I just do it and don't delay it, I know I can do it. It's just hard because whenever you have an eating disorder and you're told you lose weight, or oh, you look sick, or oh, you know, like, we're worried about you, it kind of feeds into the disorder, and the disorder gets happy because it's like you're succeeding. So it's really hard. I call my eating disorder Ed. A lot of people call theirs Ed as well, because eating disorder Ed. Ed's really loud. It's really frustrating too. And I guess also, if I'm just being honest, it's difficult because I know I have so many people supporting me. I have my family, I have so many friends, I have a wonderful boyfriend. But sometimes I don't know who to reach out to, and it's not necessarily against anyone. I just get really nervous and I don't know who to reach out to, and then I'll end up using behaviors, or I'll make excuses to use behaviors, or I'll lie to people, and it's really hard because eating disorders are really tricky and sneaky illnesses. It doesn't mean I'm sneaky or tricky, but it's more so it will do anything it takes to lie, to tell people that you are eating enough. And yeah, I guess just for Eating Disorder Awareness Week, I just want to say that if you're watching this and you're suffering with one, like with an eating disorder or any mental health illness, and you're looking to feel validated or heard, I just want to say I'm here. My Instagram and Snapchat will be in the bio, or not the bio, the description box. And you can always talk to me. Just a couple of disclaimers before you try to reach out to me. I don't feel comfortable talking about numbers I haven't even told that many people my lowest weight. I don't think it's necessary. And I know with this week there will be a lot of triggering before and after photos, and there'll be a lot of talking about how many calories people ate when they're at their worst or whatever, and that's just not my goal. My goal isn't to show you how sick I am or how sick I was, because it's just not helpful. But if you do need like meal support or encouragement, you can always hit me up. I know I have so many supporters, and it's actually crazy. Like the fact that I have 2,000, well, not even 2,000, 3,000 subscribers is actually insane. And see, right there, I just called it 2,000 instead of 3,000. That just goes to show you, like, my brain still can't wrap around it. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know where I'm at. It's really difficult. I've been meaning to film this video for quite some time. I just didn't really know when to do it, and then I guess by the grace of God, it's NEDA week. And I know that this isn't like my regularly scheduled content, but I know a lot of you guys that know me like in person really appreciate this, because you genuinely want to know about my health and how I'm doing. So I guess just the big takeaway is, if you or someone you know has an eating disorder, even if you don't think you're sick enough, it is worthy. You are worthy of help. You are worthy of outpatient treatment. You are worthy of residential if you need inpatient. If you're not doing treatment, if you need like meal support, if you need to go to a support group, if you need whatever, you're worthy of that. You are in no way a failure if you are struggling, because I know people that are in their 40s, 50s, 60s that struggle with their eating disorder, and the fact that they choose to fight every day is so inspirational. Because if I'm being completely honest, if I'm like 67 years old, I don't know if I want to do it anymore, because it's already hard enough as is, and I'm 20 right now. So yeah. Man. But yeah, my message for today, I know I'm rambling, but just stay strong. Text me if you need, or just anybody. Text anybody. Tell anybody. If you trust your English teacher, tell your English teacher. If you trust a therapist, go ahead. Just do whatever you can to get the help that you need, because it will change your life. Though I am struggling, I can look at all my treatment admissions. I can look at the fact that I had an NG tube. I can look at the fact that I almost died, and I'm here. It really, even when you struggle, it like opens up your eyes, and it lets you know that you can do anything. Because if you can survive anorexia, you can change the world. Like, truly. So, just, I know it's really hard, but just try to keep yourself safe. Eat enough. No, 1,000 calories is not enough. I'm just going to say that right now. I see these channels on YouTube where it's like they show how much they eat in a day, and it's the nutritional requirement of a toddler. So that's ridiculous. I understand if you're dealing with that, but just try your best to get enough food in. And if you need help with that, talk to a dietitian. Your dietitian will help you determine what amount is correct for your body. My dietitian is absolutely wonderful, and I love working with her, and she really has changed my life for the better, because she's called me out on my bullshit. She's like, that's not a proper lunch, or, like, give yourself some grace. It's okay if you binge occasionally. Well, not that it's like okay. Extreme hunger and binging, it's okay. Just don't let it define you. And to be honest, if you don't restrict, there's less likely that you'll binge, because restrict binge cycle is a real thing. Your body's like, whoa, holy heck, I need food, and then it goes back to, like, it's in starvation mode. So then your body's like, I need a binge, and then you binge on a lot of food, or that's really subjective, but you binge and you feel awful. And honestly, if you want to beat the binge, first of all, you got to eat the binge. And then second of all, don't do any weird behaviors like purging or whatever. And just try your best, for the love, to not restrict. Which I know is way easier said than done. I mean, hello, I've been to treatment 3 times and I'm still struggling, so I totally get it. I just want to say thank you so much. I know I've been trying to wrap up this video, but I feel like there's just so much to say. But, I feel like TED Talks are roughly 20 minutes long, so I'm going to keep it short. Again, thank you so much. Remember to stay kind to yourself. And if you know someone with an eating disorder, just let them know that it's okay to get help and that it's okay to struggle and that you can get over this. Because the actual founder of NEDA programs is Carolyn Costin, and she's a recovered anorexic. And that just goes to show you that full recovery is possible. There's so many places that tell you, treatment centers that tell you it's chronic. And that's kind of a sad way to live. I don't want to live with this forever. Maybe it'll always be in my head forever, but people like Carolyn Costin have shown me that there's so much more to life than just an eating disorder. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wrap up this video. I'm so happy that I have so much love and support. You guys are actually amazing. Hugs. Yeah, so even if you're having a rough time, just remember there's always good in every day. So, truly. Okay, guys. So, I'm going to sign out now. Love you so much. Stay strong. You are valid. Okay, bye.